Hey there everybody, my name is Pravus and welcome to more Hearts of Iron 4 version 5.0 of Old World Blues. We are playing as the True Khans led by Essen, and this might be the finale of this series. It kind of depends. There's not an absolute ton for us to do left in the game except get the last few of these focuses and then kind of test ourselves against the biggest, baddest boy on the block. And that really depends on what ends up happening with the war against the NCR and the Kaiser. Certainly looks like the NCR is going down to the Sons of Kaga. Fighting them might be kind of fun depending on how that goes. The Kaiser is currently fighting against the United Mexico as well. Texas might jump in on that. So we're going to see what the aftermath is looking like. In the meantime, I'm going to spend a fair bit of time just trying to clear out some of the border gore, small nations that are kind of in my way, little road bumps, you know, to glory. Get rid of some of those guys, get my justification of war gold time as low as possible. And then, yeah, just see what happens from there, build out as many tribes people as we can afford. We're also just about done with all of the tribal tech. Might be at least a couple things with infantry equipment we could do, maybe get an upgrade for our horses. That doesn't sound like a bad idea. But we can't even train very many more cavalry at this point because we have to wait until our basic numbers get up there. If I recall correctly, the way it works is like special forces is always a percentage of your overall force. So if you can deploy a lot of troops, that is one way of getting more of the special forces out there. In this case, it's going to be our cavalry, but we will see. Radioactive material leak. Oh my. Power armor teams with the heaviest radioactive protection are on their way to transport bots carrying equipment. Interesting. The NCR officers will be pleased with the efficiency of their soldiers. Why am I learning about this and why do I care? What is this radiation nonsense? That sounds like a bunch of hocus pocus. Anyway, once we are done with getting these last couple of focuses, because there's really not much more to get, I do think we're just going to sit back and enjoy tons and tons of free political power. Because with that, I'll be able to go ahead and start coring a whole load of stuff, and more cores means more manpower and more factories, so I can sustain larger and larger pushes. But from here on out, we're starting to get capped out on our tech. There's really not much more we can do. We don't even have intermediate support equipment. So, like, we're kind of reaching our peak aside from just sheer numbers, and that's going to be dictated by manpower. So from here on out, I don't know, guys. I feel like high-tech factions are going to get an increasing advantage against us. There's a justification to fight against the Metis Congress. I don't see any reason not to go ahead and do that immediately and send our offensive divisions to go and crush. Looks like we should be able to punch through here pretty quick. If we can get a big encirclement, this entire area is going to be cut off from down here, and that would be beautiful. And then up over this direction, I don't know, you guys just sit tight for a little bit. Enjoy the encirclement when we can. Then we'll push up against people like Kanata. Yeah, I like that name. Kanata, or Kanata, depending on how you want to say it. And then, of course, we gotta destroy that Union of the Machine, because I am not going to suffer any communist robots on my borders. There we go, that was easy. Thank you, cavalry. These guys are super duper speedy, and that makes my life easy. So all these guys are cut off from the mainland. They still have a lot of local supply generation, though. There are a surprising number of towns and victory points up over here. Don't know how that happens, but okay. What even is left up over here? I'm not going to bother with the Khan's auto shops. I just don't see the point. We're never going to have motorized vehicles. It's a big part of our army. At least, that's not the plan, as of yet. I'm never going to give the Jacksons their land. I don't really care about getting a couple of extra leaders, though we could do that. We get some extra electricity and stuff in Hillsboro at Vault 37. That's not bad. I don't know what Hellfire at our Palms does. Gets an effect, Medicine Bow. What even does that mean? And here comes a whole new army of 20 more enforcers. Beautimous. I only just noticed, by the way, that we have some unique models for these guys in the Khans. Look at their silly little Viking helmets. I say Viking helmets. First off, I know it's supposed to be based off of the Khans here, right, with their symbol. Also, Vikings, I know, are not supposed to have actually had horns in their helmet. Whatever, you get the idea. But it looks like some of them are actually carrying around swords. What does this guy have over here? Some sort of a giant... Nope, that's a giant hammer. Yup, that's fun. Kind of cool. And that finishes off the Metis Congress. Beautiful. We didn't even have to go over here. All of this is mine now. That's another 30 states for me. Woohoo! That's gonna be a lot of land with rebellions. So Hellfire in our Palms is done. Didn't see a pop-up of anything exciting happen just now. We get some sort of like a reward tech or something? Is there a new national focus? Ranges of our own? No, I don't see anything along here. No, I'm not seeing anything that could be relevant. Huh. I've got no idea what medicine bows do. I like to think that what we're gonna do is we load a syringe with some sort of like, I don't know, like let's say an antiseptic or maybe a painkiller, and we're just like, all right, hang on, stay still, twang! What the heck is going on in Mexico? I keep seeing more people declare wars over there. Yeah, Chichen Itza declared war on the Republic of the Rio Grande. There's Imperial Mexico and other stuff going on over here. Moctezuma is declaring war on people too. Yeah, this is getting kind of crazy. NCR, how you doing? You haven't lost much ground since the last time I looked at you, but that still doesn't mean you're doing well. State of Moose Jaw is the next to fall under the cons. What the heck happened to the Sons of Kaga? They just became the Sons of California. Oh, and now they're a member of the NCR. Really? You beat the NCR into submission and then said, you know what? I like this whole California business. Let's join forces. Wow, okay, that's a bit weird. Picked up one more event here, just dealing with the fathers now that they're done. The silence of the bird. Another report has come in. Same news as the last dozen. A patrol attacked, supplies stolen, and cons left dead or dying. Nobody knew who exactly was behind the attacks, but rumors claimed that the warlike leader of the recently destroyed Four Fathers tribe, Shura Hiki, had survived the death of their tribe and had gone mad. Regis didn't really know what to make of such rumors, but he couldn't deny that someone was attacking the cons. Before he could ponder the best approach, Melissa arrived at the camp. She'd found the attacker. It was a short trek to a rocky cliff edge where Regis found a group of cons Melissa had left behind surrounding a strange figure dressed in all black, with the skull of a vulture on their head. Several of the cons were already laying in the dust, pools of blood growing underneath them, giving cause to the hesitation of the rest. Regis, however, did not hesitate. Drawing his machete, he marched past the group and stood ready against the shawled menace. Brandishing a blood-stained knife, Hickey lunged at Regis, a mad scream filling the air. Weaving away from his enemy's strikes, Regis danced around the mad attacker, past conflicts giving an experienced edge over such a mad opponent. He watched, he waited until the moment presented itself to him. Hickey slipped briefly on a pool of blood, and in that moment of imbalance, Regis struck with expert strength and precision befitting a con warrior. His blade passed through until emerging from Hickey's back, before Regis kicked the mad killer back off of the weapon, sending them tumbling from the cliffside. His job done, Regis turned to help the wounded, not reacting to the sound of the body landing. Alright, so we lose manpower and gain experience. That guy killed 225 of my men? Frickin' heck, why couldn't we recruit him? And this finishes off the red hazards. Goodbye. Ooh, wait a minute, what is this? Special projects in science. We can get the advanced ballistic weaponry tech? Yes, please. And now we get to go ahead and fight against the communist robots. Now, I remember fighting these guys a long time ago, and they were surprisingly difficult then. I'm not sure if that's still gonna... Oh, no, never mind. I was gonna say, I'm not sure that's still the case. Seems like we're doing great. Nah, they're dead. They're very dead. Bye. Poor guys. They thought they had realized their communist or socialist utopia. You know, post-scarcity and all that. You're gonna have a machine intelligence that makes everything for you. And then the barbarians had to come knocking at the gates. What a shame. There goes the Union of the Machine. Barely an inconvenience. And Kanata has even less defenses than before, spread across a really wide border, so these guys are going down next. Rats! Red deer. That's a problem. All right, how do you even pronounce that capital I just saw there? Stand by. Hold on. I want to know what this is. This is going to be a... Pakosiamuin. Pakosiamuin? It's kind of a cool name. I like it. I'd love to say that I live in Pakosiamuin. Who's next on the chopping block? I think we go ahead and be the barbarians who storm Heaven's Gate. Knock, knock, knocking on Heaven's door. I've done that joke before, haven't I? I apologize. Apparently, I do not have any unique and interesting bits. Hey, I didn't realize we were going to get advanced weaponry automatically for free. I thought maybe I'd get a new tech level, or at least tech level type, you know, advanced ballistics. But no, instead we just get our P90s. Sweet, just saves me a load of time. I love it. Let's declare the next war. Cavalry, go forth! Crush them! Crush the fools! These guys actually do have a pretty hefty number of defenders. Doesn't matter, though. They're all gonna get crushed. I have the superior cavalry. Except for up here, apparently. These guys are actually holding on really well. What the heck? Hey! Bah, doesn't matter. Once you open the floodgates, they're all gonna die. And they've already fallen. Good lord, that was way easier than I expected. Take their capital and they're out. Demon Slayers, Archangel's Fury, these are some pretty cool sounding weapons. I want more of those. And we took the gate, and God saw that it was good. Oh, right, but the Lord's Anointed also has a lot of war score. Good thing I'm justifying on them too, so whatever you take, I'll just take right back. And the most important thing is, I took all the mountain passes, which means it should be smooth sailing when I want to kill these guys. Very smooth. Which should be in about 3 days. Goodbye, Lord's Anointed. You shall not be missed. I think the next target for us needs to be a bit more challenging. How about the Washington Brotherhood? I wouldn't mind trying myself against the Immortal himself. Now, this guy actually scares me a little bit. That is a lot of troops, including power armor. Ooh. Depending on how many troops he can actually field for each of these in these templates, that's a lot of men. That's a lot of men. Huh. I am not totally convinced that I can beat this as it stands. Well, I'm going to go ahead and spend a little bit of time making sure we get some supply hubs up and running, because right now I know we're a little bit on the low side. This should help quite a lot. And we can build these up in just like a month, so it's not like that's a huge deal, but if we went into this fight without all our supply, we definitely would be dead. Alright, this is it. We're going to see if we can even take on the Washington Brotherhood. I got a bad feeling about this one. Goal straightforward, attack here, punch through and circle everything, clear them up. Take out their entire army, then push west. So right here's where we need to make our initial hit, and at least one of my generals feels confident, the rest think they're on crack. So let's see what happens. Oh, that's not good. Oh boy, this is not a good spot to be. Part of it is because we do have this really big river crossing. If I can find one spot to get across the river, that would be fine. They just used a last stand. I do not want to attack into a last stand, so we're going to sit back for a second and wait for them to burn this off a little bit. And then now that that has expired, everything go into New Moscow and everything go here. We really want to cross the bridges. That is our best chance. It's a very narrow combat width, too, which is most definitely not helping me, especially when I'm dealing with some much, much better paladins. What if we did want to attack from this direction? Would this even look reasonable? Hold on. Let's say we attacked across here. Looks like there is another small river at the very least, so getting across there would be pretty difficult too. Look, if I can at least find anywhere I can break through, I don't care which side it's on, we'll use that opportunity to then swoop around and encircle the rest. But until I find my footing, this goes absolutely nowhere. So tell you what, new plan. We need to pull back and encourage them to come out across the river themselves. Hold on. There you go. Let's go ahead and pull back across the bridge, leave behind a victory point, encourage them to move forward. Sometimes this works, and if I can get them to cross the bridge, I can fight them in much better territory. Then, once they're weakened, and we can either encircle a group, or we can just continue the push. It really depends on how much organization and backup units they've got, but this is sometimes a way of forcing them to give up their entrenched position. And it certainly looks like they're falling for it. The big danger to this is I had to give up one of my supply hubs, but this is a much more manageable fight with better combat width and better stats, less defensive bonuses for them. If I can run in here and re-grab this, we're in good shape. They are not falling for it over here, though, which is interesting. Usually dangling one little victory point right here is enough for them to say, yeah, I'll take that, but in this case, no, they're not falling for it. Okay, that's not working there. Hold on. Pin these guys down. Do not let their power armor go anywhere. We're going to push up into Judas's Shrine. These infantry are going to get weakened, and then we're going to try to push across into Moscow if they're not protecting the bridge. We've got it. Come on, what's going on over here? We're trying to cross the river in this location where they're weak. There we go. Hold the phone. Go, go, go. They did. Okay, they fell for it. They ran in here after all. Perfect. So if we can now move really fast and encircle all of this, that's huge. I'm also going to pin down everything I can over here. We're pushing into New Moscow. I'm about to get across the river. And once I'm across the river, all I can do is support them from here. Come on, guys. Go a little faster, a little faster, a little faster. And come on. There we go. All right. Support this. Support this. Get that bridge. Got it. Okay. So, that actually might work now. So I'm going to reposition all the cavalry up over here across the river where we don't have that penalty, and we're going to try pushing directly north and encircle all of this. The entire war now comes down to this moment. If we are able to do that, we're great. Still struggling to push through here. They're really pushing me back with all their power armor, but that's not too surprising. Go, go, freaking go. All right, finally broke through here. Good, good, good. Cavalry, this is the time to shine. Seriously, you have speed for a reason, but we're low on supply, so we're not moving at full speed either. Okay, but no, small encirclement right here. Okay, that's at least something, so that's a lot of units. Whoa! Hold the phone. Okay, once we broke through this, we're actually seeing some serious progress. Go, 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 guys. Go, go, go! This is where the AI should start going into panic mode now, because they realize what's about to happen. All I have to do really is get right here. Hold on, get into this area. That'd be perfect. Because there's no river crossings over here, so this should fully cut them off. Now I just need to hold it.
What do you need?
Hold on. Yellow, you go here. Hold that. Don't do anything else. This area here, we need to go ahead and start clearing this out while we can, especially grab any supply hubs we're missing. There's one right here in Westfall. Perfect. There we go. That should be the cleanup duty I was looking for over here. I'm imagining this has been a very expensive and bloody war for me thus far, but I'm hoping we've inflicted some serious casualties on them. So let's see. Yeah, I've lost 3,000 men. I've killed 10,000. Considering the technological disadvantage we're at right now, I'd say that that's decent. Halfway decent. And this area is almost cleared up too. And there we go. Okay. Good to know that the river strategies still work. So, they have a number of troops still on the front line. But it's not about to matter. This is when I send the entire force over here, and we're going to push all the way to Washington State. There we go. We're going to start making some pretty aggressive pushes through here. Let them kind of do their thing while we think about where we're going to attack next. And is this a river crossing? I can't let you guys have this. No, 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 no. Yeah, having the superior mobility right now is absolutely paying off. Even though there are many places they can entrench where it's very difficult for me to break through at all, doesn't matter at the end of the day. I can outmaneuver them and encircle them. Capitol Hill has fallen to the true cons. Push them to the sea, boys! That is almost their entire army that has, at this point, been encircled and crushed. Yeah, 4,000 to 27,000, about to be 28,000 dead. Okay, we improved that KD ratio substantially as time went on. Just had to make that initial push, and once we figured that out, they didn't stand a chance. Boom, boom, bada bada boom. Give me all that land. And now we resume our mass conquest. We'll take out the Timberline, then move down through the Apostles. Oh gosh, I've got so much political power. Let's not forget that I can also go through here and start coring a few more states. That was worth another casual 17,000 manpower. Thank you. The Apostles are on the chopping block next, and I don't anticipate this to be too difficult. Yep, they're wrecked. Hey, little man. Oh, did you sleep for 2 hours because you had a long day? Yes, you did. Oh, you scratched your face up a little bit too, buddy. You shouldn't do things like that. It's not good for you. Little man discovered he's got 3 teeth coming in right now. Anyone who's been a parent knows that means a very bad time. And then I want to test myself up against the NCR. I'm not positive I'll be able to win this one, to be honest. What's going to be the fastest justification? Looks like it's going to be Arroyo. Alright, so 15 days is pretty quick. That's not a lot of time for me to react. Let's go ahead and take down Klamath first, just so I can have the border gore out of the way. Then we need to set up a very large front line. The good news is 15 days is not a lot of time for them to send all their troops all the way from the Kaiser's front line and get back up over here. So we're about to have an opportunity to blitz the crud out of these guys. Oh look, a whole nother army. Unsurprisingly, this means I want everybody to be set to aggressive, because we're going to have a very brief window where they have almost no one guarding the front line. And if I can do enough damage, this can knock out at least 2 or 3 different participants. If I can knock out all the way to the Shi State, for example, that would feel great. The NCR is making pushes against the Kaiser, and to be honest, the Kaiser's not long for this world now that Texas is involved. Whoa! The Republic of the Rio Grande died. Moctezuma ate all of this. Dang, okay. Yeah, that's scary. And off we go. We're going to take down Arroyo first and wait for them to call some people in. There goes Sector 51. Still no signs of the Sons of Kaga getting called in. There's the Shi State, that's fine. And there they are, all right. So let's see how fast we can push. Go forth. Everybody are enforcers or cavalry at this point. I have no in-betweens. Arroyo is already down for the count. Good. Go, 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 my golden horde. Go, go, go. Make it to Vault City, to New Reno, to Sac City, San Francisco. It shall all be mine. And don't we have some sort of an attack bonus against the NCR core states itself? So once we get through their buffers, in theory, we have a slight advantage. Okay, they're starting to send reinforcements up en masse, and we're definitely starting to see some big slowdowns. It's not enough to stop me, though. Though I am wondering if we should have a change in wow, they've sent a lot up here now. Okay. Yeah, now there's a lot to worry about. Okay. I think we're still okay as things stand, but the more I can clear up the front line and circle a few units and stuff, the better for sure. Still seeing a lot of green across the board here. This is a very chaotic fight, I'm not gonna lie. I know full well that I'm not exactly fighting this well, but I also know that despite all of those handicaps, I'm definitely still getting a handful of encirclements and causing mass casualties, so this is working. Managed to push down in through San Francisco. That's solid. Just need to get to Antioch and then they will capitulate, and then it's pretty much clear sailing for a bit more in the west. And over here, I'm trying desperately to push over here and close off an encirclement all around this area. Because these guys have been fighting the NCR for a long time as well. Whoop, and the Kaiser just died. So that's that. There's now only 3 big players in the Southwest. It's the NCR, Texas, and Tlalpan. No, sorry, Moctezuma. All right, if they all united against me, I'd be dead. But against the NCR, I'm making this work, mostly. In fact, I think we just successfully encircled this entire area. It looks awkward, but that counts as an encirclement. So all of these units are now gonna die. And we just surrounded everything around New Reno and Carson City as well. Okay, we're about to start seeing the numbers really ramping up here. The NCR is gonna take huge casualties now. And there's a whole nother army of rioters at my disposal. Wow. Yeah, we're fielding plenty of men. I'm actually out of manpower, but believe it or not, I'm not worried about it. Why? Because in just a moment, I'll use my 643 political power to core a bunch more states, and that will sustain the push. At least I hope it does. We'll find out in a minute. Oh, yep, there's another 12,000-ish manpower. Thank you. She are trying really hard to hold on. Credit where it's due, and they're almost making it, but I am going to win this fight, for sure. There they go, all right. They didn't even have very much equipment left. Figures. Okay, that leaves only the NCR's troops over here, of which there are quite a few. The NCR is declaring war on other people. The Withered Dogs? Really? Does this seem like the highest of priorities for you right now? You're kind of getting, swarmed. Also, did Texas just join the war against me? No, they sent volunteers to the NCR. Blech. I just noticed some of their flags on the front line. All right, well, as long as they don't join the war, that's acceptable, but still, ew. Sons of California have finally capitulated. That took forever. And little encirclements here in some of these pockets. I've actually got way too many units in very inefficient locations, so I want to clear these out quickly. And we are currently pushing towards Shady Sands. So at this point, what kind of casualties are we looking at? I have to imagine we're doing pretty darn well for ourselves. Good lord, which one is this? This is it, there we go. I've lost 24,000 men. Ouch. Yeah, that's a thing. But we've killed like 120-something thousand. So, yeah, big losses on my end, big losses. But we're doing pretty well. These are good trades. And we can do even better if I keep making some more of these encirclements around over here in Quartz Hill and Junktown. Shady Sands has fallen. All right, that's it. I'm setting everyone to aggressive. I know we'll take more casualties, but go. They're on the back heel. Go get them. There we go. There we go. It's a plague. I am a plague upon the world. Now, how are we looking that I've got all of those encirclements? Okay, they're up to 138 casualties, and I've lost almost nothing. It's getting better and better every day. I'm honestly shocked they haven't died yet. Wait, the game's slowing down. This must be it. There they go! All right, who's even left in this war, technically speaking? It's the Nevada Survey Sectors? Who the heck even are these people? It's these... wait, these guys here? Oh, really? I have to go all the way to Area 51, huh? It's fine, I'll just send the cavalry. They'll take care of him. Send in the cavalry! And there we go. Jeez Louise, this is a lot of land I get to take now. Oh, ha, and you better believe I am taking literally all of it. There we go, 262 states. Unexpected homecoming, an event. Amgalon rode along a road that pulled against the edges of his memory. It didn't truly look familiar, even if he'd never been here before, it was ages ago, and yet the byways of California didn't feel unfamiliar either. Regis rode behind him, regarding it all with a detached interest as they approached Shady Sands itself. This had been the very heart of the NCR, of Bear Country. But long ago, the Khans too had been born in this land. Born and nearly died twice. Regis didn't recognize any of it, but it put an odd mood over Amgalon, a nostalgic one. He'd never planned to come back. Decades and hundreds upon hundreds of miles had passed between him and the young man who'd fled this land so long ago. And yet, though he grieved at the chance that had left the bear's nest burning even now, he couldn't help but feel glad to come home. Ha ha ha! I get a core on Shady Sands! Also a hero's grave. Trickles of smoke still meandered upward as Regis walked up a hill that still felt familiar, despite the time and miles since he'd last stood here. Behind him came a number of those who'd walked with their own memories of these ridges and rises, as well as some who had never set foot here. Essen was at his shoulder, curious about the site after all the stories of battle and having fought her own share of them to get here. To her, it felt like the area echoed with anger and smelt of the dead. This was Bitter Springs. It was a name that had only become more accurate in recent years, but the place belonged to the Khans once more. It looked quite small now, difficult to picture as home to much of anyone. Those who had stolen it were long gone now, and so was almost everything else. However, to honor the man who'd given his life so the Mojave Khans could live, they agreed to build a memorial to Papa Khan. The Mojave was Khan country once more, and he could watch over it proudly. Yay, more cores! I like that. That feels like an epilogue of sorts, and a phenomenal place to end this video. So the True Khans, a fun way of playing the game. I won't say my favorite, because at the end of the day, tribals are still kind of rough. We're really behind in tech, but with sheer numbers and can-do gumption, we have conquered all the way through California and down to Arizona. Looking phenomenal. Thank you all very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this series of Old World Blues with the early access to version 5.0, and it is coming out very soon, so you can look forward to that. Of course, I would ask you to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.